Help Wanted, Must Love Books, written by Janet Sumner Johnson, art by Courtney Dawson. Unlike most kids, Shaylee loved bedtime. She'd shimmy into her PJs, brush her sparkling smile, then raid the bookshelf for the perfect bedtime story. Her dad would squish into the rocker with her, and they'd read until her eyelids refused to stay open. This arrangement worked perfectly until her dad got a new job. Finally, Shaylee had reached her limit. "You're fired," she announced. She put up a job notice first thing the next morning. Help wanted, bedtime storyteller. Must love books. Apply within. Interviews begin promptly at 6:30 and began interviews shortly before bedtime. Hey, I need to stop right there. There's a few characters that I recognize that have come from other books. The fierce competition scared off the first 3 applicants. The next applicant brought along her 7 bodyguards, which was fine until Shaylee offered them snacks. "Don't eat that! It's the Wicked Queen in disguise!" Shaylee refused to interview any other applicants that night. Before going to bed, she added another line to her job notice. Help wanted, bedtime storyteller, must love books, apply within, individual applicants only. The next night, the first applicant seemed delightful. "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't..." Oh, until he ran away with the books. Where have I seen him before? Shaylee refused to come out from under her bed to interview applicant number 2. "Fee-fi-fo-fum, I hear the yawn of a tired one." In the morning, Shaylee changed her sign again. This time she added human applicants only. At the next interview, Shaylee's ears perked right up. The applicant could spin tales that kept her on pins and needles. She was just about to offer her the job when the woman zonked out mid-sentence. The second girl was very particular about where she should sit. "This chair is too hard. This beanbag is too soft. This bed is just right." Where have I seen that story before? She kind of reminds me of a story that had bears in it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Sure enough, she had to make an adjustment on her sign. She added, "Must be able to stay awake past 8 p.m. Shaylee had low expectations for the next round, but the first applicant had a very impressive resume. Her voice was musical. She could stay up past midnight, and she was obviously human. The two of them had a ball until Shaylee noticed the sooty footprints all over her favorite book. The second applicant hooked her right away. His storytelling gave her goosebumps. So did the gunk between his teeth. Ew! So once again, she changed her sign. She added solid hygiene skills required. Shaylee despaired of ever finding a replacement for her dad until, dun 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 dun, one final job seeker showed up. He looked kind of familiar, and his voice was just right. Best of all, he smelled like strawberries and chocolate chip cookies. So Shaylee offered him the job, but one condition: his cell phone and his work was off limits during bedtime stories. And that was Help Wanted, Must Love Books. Thanks for joining me.